All right, y'all. Y'all already know what it is. We're back with another Patreon request, and today, this Patreon request is from Hope. This one's gonna be a doozy. I'm kind of excited about this creator because I do be watching some of her stuff. This is Stephanie Sue. If y'all already know who that is, if you don't, go ahead and look it up. She's pretty amazing, in my opinion, from what I heard. I hope she hasn't done nothing wrong. But today, we are watching Miss Stephanie Sue talk about the story behind The Glory. And y'all know how much I like The Glory, like the show. And yeah, so we're about to watch the 2006 Cheongju curling iron case, the real story behind The Glory. So this is going to be probably have a lot of trigger warnings. I might get triggered. I might start sweating. I might take my clothes off. I don't know. Some things are going to be said. This is an hour long, so I hope you guys have your popcorn and everything that y'all need. Now let's tap into this story, this sinister ass story, and let's go. I hope this is for you. Thank you for this request, and I hope you didn't make me too mad. So let's go. This video is brought to you by Sebastian's Patreon. Hey, sorry, not sorry to bother you, but I have something very, very important to tell you. As you know, I have a Patreon, and now it's being upgraded per se. It's thick now, like Wano thick. There are now 3 tiers. I'll put the descriptions of all the tiers on the screen. Pause if you would like to read it. It's time to lock in, and by lock in, I mean every week we'll have a post. I'm just saying, if I was you, I would definitely go over to the Patreon and check it out because I'm giving back. So, yeah. If you would like to support the channel and the community, head over to my Patreon and tell me how you like it. Thank you for everything. Now, let's get back to the video. Shout out to
Bada bing, bada boom.
Rotten Mango.
We're going to be talking about a lot of different victims today, and a lot of them wanted to remain anonymous. In some sources, you can actually find either their last name, their surname, or you can find their full name. But just to make it a little bit better, we're going to call them student number 1.
Okay.
It's just going to be easier to follow because there's a lot of stories to get through today.
Oh, jeez.
Student number 1 made maybe only one mistake, and that mistake was picking up a phone call. I mean, it's not even really a mistake. By most people's books, people pick up their phone calls all the time. That's the purpose of a phone. But to these 5 insecure, power-tripping bullies, it was the biggest mistake that she could have made in her entire life. June 2017, student 1 gets a phone call from a girl in her class's boyfriend. So some random dude in her class calls her, and I'm not even sure why he called student 1. Either it was random, maybe he had to ask her a question, maybe he wanted to talk to her, or maybe the girlfriend told him to call. I really don't know if it was a setup, but he calls student 1, she picks up, and that's it.
What?
There's no cheating, there's no affair, there's no flirting, nothing.
So she just picked up the phone. Yo, I kind of want to do true crime, but K-pop true crime. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
Student 1 simply picked up an incoming call. And that is why 5 girls in her grade decided to beat her an inch of her life
Nigga, what?
the very first time.
What? Off of a phone call, my nigga? Oh, what
They
the
forced
fuck?
student 1 out of her house, hit her with flip-flops, demanding to know why she would even dare pick up this guy's phone call. Like, what's wrong with you? Are you a slut? They forced her to come to this
Bitch, it's a phone call. What the fuck are you geeking for? Bro, see, this... This shit gonna make me mad.
karaoke bar. They call it norebangs in Korea,
Norebang.
and it's a little bit different from the Western karaoke bars. You can actually rent private rooms.
Okay.
You have this big screen in your private room and these microphones. It's so loud. So they turn up the music in that norebang. They start hitting her with the microphone over and over on the head. They're punching her. They beat her until she was covered with her own blood.
Bro.
Thankfully, student 1 was alive. She did the right thing. The thing that everybody tells you to do if you've been a victim of a
Somebody.
violent crime, or if you...
No, fight back. That's what you should fucking do. That's what... I know that's not a good idea, but oh my God. I'm telling y'all, if people are bullying you, son, I would say tell somebody, but them people ain't gonna do shit. They're not gonna do anything. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Sometimes, and it's fucked up, but sometimes you gotta fight back. I think that's probably... I'm gonna just be honest. I think this is my American and my male privilege talking. But like, please get somebody to help you out if the teachers aren't responding, or if the police aren't responding. And I'm telling you this, I'm not trying to incite violence, but that shit it's not gonna stop, bro. Somebody really has to do some shit to these bullies for them to actually see what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? These kids ain't afraid of nothing. Some of these kids really need to get their legs broken. I'm gonna keep it a stack.
You've been bullied.
I don't give a fuck if you gotta serve jail time. I know jail is fucking crazy. I ain't been in jail, but like, I don't know. It's a fucked up situation regardless. Don't take my words for advice. Please don't.
She went straight to the police.
This shit makes me so mad.
The police did not hold up their end of the social contract. They didn't do their jobs. The police did nothing. The bullies found out that she had gone to the police, and they decided they were going to teach her a lesson. They felt like they had to put her through something torturous this time, so she wouldn't even think to ever report them ever again. They said to her, "Do you think that we wouldn't notice that you went to the cops? Do you think we're dumb? You'll be dead the next time we catch you." They wanted to keep their word. 2 months later, September 1st of 2017, student 1 was invited by one of her close friends to go grab burgers and then go to the movies. Okay, look, she really needed this. Like, she needed this night out with a friend to de-stress, to eat some burgers and not worry about these 5 bullies that were harassing her every single day in school. So she gets ready and she shows up at this restaurant early. She sits down, she's got her burger ordered, and she's just sitting there waiting, anxiously waiting for her friend to get there. I mean, maybe she's staring at the restaurant door just thinking about the movie that they're gonna watch. Maybe they're gonna go grab food afterwards.
And then the bullies spawn in like a fucking boss battle. Please tell me that's not what's gonna happen.
Eat ramen at a convenience store.
Cause
when suddenly the door to the restaurant swings open and her bullies rush in.
Bro, oh my God. How the fuck did they even find out where she was? Slim. Bro, nah, son, nah, bruh, nah.
5 girls. They walk straight up to her and they say, "Get up. Follow us. You don't want to make a scene, do you?" I think the most...
Fuck that. I'm making a scene, bitch. You finna kill me anyway. It's gonna be more than one body. Fuck is you talking about? The fuck is you talking, bro? I feel so bad.
The devastating part about this is the bullies had gotten student 1's friend and forced her to set her up. So you know how her friend was like, "Come meet me for burgers"? The bullies were like, "Text your friend right now. Text student 1 right
Who the fuck? Who just said wow? Who just said that?
now." Her friend was never coming to get burgers.
Dog.
She was never going to go to the movies with her.
Bro.
She knew what the bullies had in store for her. There is CCTV footage of student 1 walking out of the restaurant with the 5 bullies. So what happens is...
the bully walk like this? What the fuck?
First, she walked...
All right, don't trust nobody that walk like that. What the fuck? If you walk like that, I'm sorry. You're going to have to change your walk, bro.
...out, and she's willingly leaving the restaurant. And I'm saying willingly in the sense that it wasn't forcible. Like, they're not dragging her out of the restaurant. Probably she was scared to say no and scared of making a scene. But it seems like when they instruct her to go into the alleyway next to the restaurant, she steps away and tries to leave. So one of the bullies grabs her by the hair and drags her into the alleyway. And almost immediately after, I'm sure while they're still in view of the main road, because the alleyway, it's not like it's just, there's a turn immediately. Like, you've seen an alleyway from the main road. You can see straight down it. Right afterwards, a police car is seen driving past the alleyway.
Okay.
Wow.
What the fuck?
The police fail her a second time. They keep driving. Whether they saw her or not is unclear, but the result was nothing and nobody was stopped. Instead, the bullies, the 5 bullies, they drag her to a quiet place and they start punching her. The crazy thing is, it's secluded, but it's not isolated. Like, this is a busy part of South Korea. So a few passerbys, they see student 1 being punched and nobody tries to stop them. Nobody tries to call the police.
You know, one thing I do have to say about like people who just like walk by and don't do anything. One of the reasons as to why I can kind of understand why people don't do anything is because they're not trying to get involved in some shit that probably will deter them from coming home. Like, you know, honestly, like, it's fucked up that people don't like, think about it like this. It's fucked up that people don't, you know, like, help out. But like, I can understand why someone probably would be like, oh, that's happening? Let me mind my fucking business. Because, like, you know, it's just everybody has their own shit that they got to deal with. Like, it's so fucked up and it breaks my heart. But, like, bro, god damn.
But it freaked out the bullies enough that they dragged her to a nearby factory instead that was closed.
Bruh.
And they started assaulting her with anything that they could get their hands on.
I hope these bitches die. I'm sorry. That's rude. I don't like wishing death on people. I don't wish that they would die. I wish that they would get their legs broken or something. Just something. Like, please, don't die. I'm sorry. Don't die. Stay alive. And get your legs broken or something.
Out of the 5 bullies, it was mainly 2 girls doing most of the physical abuse.
Lord, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wish death on these girls. Sorry.
But there were still 3 girls just standing there, yelling, threatening the victim, watching as their friends assaulted her with iron pipes, glass soju bottles.
What the fuck is this, GTA? How the hell did they get these shits in a weapon? What, they got a weapon arsenal? Dog, like, what the fuck?
Bricks, chairs. They used a knife to cut her skin, and they burned her with cigarettes, and they found this vitamin 500 glass bottle. It's like these vitamin supplements in South Korea, and they're in these tiny glass bottles, and the glass is thick. It's probably thicker than a beer glass. And they start hitting student 1 with it, and they're screaming and laughing. How come this bottle won't break?
Bro, I don't understand how some people. Sorry, this is a bad screenshot. How do people not see that they can literally, 1, get caught from this, 2, have some repercussions that probably won't even happen at the. That's probably why they do it, because they think they're not gonna get caught. Like, dog, like, how are people so fucking malicious? I don't get it. I don't understand. I really don't understand.
Let's just hit her till the bottle breaks. They were laughing as they said this. They also laughed as they said, I like the smell of her blood. Let's keep going, shall we?
Oh yeah, these bitches are possessed by demons. They have to be.
The victim was suffering from serious injuries to her jaw, the back of her head. She was bleeding everywhere, and they complained, God, why is she bleeding so much? Her blood is dirty.
I pray to the Lord above that this does not happen to any of my children or people I know. Like, where I can actually, like, you know what I'm saying, like, be able to do something about it. I pray that this don't happen. I really pray that this does not happen. My blood is boiling. We only 6 minutes in a 58-minute video. This
At
shit
one
is crazy.
point, student 1 passes out, loses consciousness, and the bullies say, let's beat her up more since we're already guilty of attempted murder.
What?
Might as well.
What?
They tortured her for nearly 2 hours, and they did all of this thinking that they were going to get away with it, thinking that they taught her a lesson. They had no idea that they were recorded by the CCTV near the factory. The whole 2 hours of the assault was recorded.
Yeah, you talking about, oh, you think we're dumb? Dumbass, you ain't think there was a camera outside the building? This is what, 2000 something? You ain't think there was a camera outside the goddamn building, you dumb piece of shit? You're fucking stupid. And I'm glad you fucking stupid, because your dumbass needs to get caught.
Which I don't even know if they care.
Talk about some, "That blood is dirty." Dumb, shut the fuck up.
I don't even know if they care, because they were caught on camera, and I'm going to show you this footage, forcing student 1 onto her knees, like the begging pose, like pleading for her life, and taking pictures of her with the flash on.
Scary.
I don't know, as some sort of sick evidence of their torture,
What the fuck?
like a trophy. Yeah. I mean, I guess they wanted to show it to others of like this. Look what we did to her. Look what will happen if you go to the police and tell on us.
Bro.
They would later share this picture.
The kneeling photo, or oh my gosh.
So the
I'm glad
CCTV
we're not
is
seeing
in
this
black and
shit.
white, but every inch of this student 1's body was covered in blood. Like, I'm talking, her hair is caked in blood. Every part of her arm and legs are covered in her own blood.
I really hope, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I hope this girl really comes back and starts stabbing these bitches. Like, cutting them up like some damn, what gets cut? Turn these bitches into birria tacos, barbacoa these bitches. Like, come on, bro. This shit not cool, bro.
They took this picture
This shit
with the
not
flash
cool.
on, and one of the bullies would actually send this to a senior upperclassman. And in South Korea, the social hierarchy of age is very intense. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this by now, but if you're a junior in high school, the sophomores in high school are usually bowing 90 degrees to you when they see you in the hallways. Like, it's not even an upperclassman, underclassman type of ordeal. Like, it's very serious. There's even a term you call someone like 언니, 오빠, 형, 누나, right? And
I heard of that.
the bully sends it to an 언니. So this is
Who's
someone
older than her?
older than her and someone that she actually is somewhat scared of. Maybe the bully's bully. I have no idea.
I
But
hit
she
a
sends
kid.
this
They say
picture.
it's attempted
And the
murder.
언니 texted back, "What did you do?" "I hit a kid." They'll say it's attempted murder. Do you think I went overboard? You did that?
Niggas talk about some, you think I went overboard, you about to get charged for attempted murder. Do you know how crazy a gun charge is, my nigga? And you talk about attempted murder? You know how crazy it is getting caught with weed in Korea? And you talking about some, is it too much? Bitch, the shit is red.
Did you do it alone? You're a real psycho.
Answer me, you
LOL.
crazy
Did you and your
bitch.
friend do it together? Answer me.
Oh, thank God Uni has a fucking brain.
She doesn't respond. So the 언니 texts back, "Answer me, you
Fuck,
bitch.
son.
Are you really sending this to me right now, asking if it's okay?"
Oh my God.
I'm getting really tired of you now. You need to control yourself better.
That
And
conversation is the most chilling, weird,
Yes.
unnormal.
Bro, it kind of sounds like, oh, it sounds like Uni cuz is like she knows she be doing this, but like she probably either got some shit going on in her life or she just doesn't want to get involved. What are them F's? Them F's is laughs. Them F's is laughs.
Natural conversation I ever heard.
This
Like,
shit's
what is
fucking
going
weird,
on?
cuz.
That's why a lot of people had a problem with this conversation once it started getting public, because that's not how you react to a picture like this. You don't just say, "Ugh, I'm getting sick of you. You've been acting up these days."
Yeah.
To a picture like this. But thankfully, the 언니 does do something about it. She kind of sleeps on it, but she ends up bringing this picture to the police.
Oh, thank
and
God.
the 5 teenagers would be taken in by authorities, and only 2 would be charged as the main perpetrators.
What? Charge all of them.
The only reason
Why the fuck?
that they were caught is because this 언니 sent the picture into the police.
But it's crazy how they, like, the attacker thinks it's cool to send it to your fucking Uni. That's the weird part. Like, really thought that shit was sweet. Like, what? I'm glad Uni snitched on your dumb ass, you dog bitch. What the fuck?
When the bullies found out that the 언니 had reported them, they just scurried to turn themselves into the police, not
Oh.
because they felt remorse, not because they wanted to serve their time for their heinous
Fucking
crime,
idiot.
but they heard that judges are easier on them if they turn themselves in first. When they were questioned on why they did this, they said the victim was being rude to an 언니, which means, an upperclassman.
Yeah, the victim was being very rude to our Uni. So we jumped the bitch, hit her with thick ass bottles, pipes, knives, a fucking light stick. Like, bro, like, what?
Which is a straight up lie. They did this because her boyfriend called Student 1, and Student 1, being a normal human being, picked up a phone call.
The fuck?
There's a picture of the floor of the factory where there's just blood staining the entire place
Oh
where
my
she was kneeled.
God.
And then these are her injuries.
She was
and that is
14,
her
dog.
shoe covered in
Oh
blood.
my goodness.
Cause she's 14, my nigga. Like, how do you have this much vitriol for someone who's 14 years old? I pray to God that y'all bitches are sterile, that y'all don't have kids. Because what the fuck?
That is her?
Yeah.
Oh.
These bullies would actually only pay for their crimes by spending a few years in prison. The main bullies received 2 years in juvenile detention centers. Another bully received just a few months. And all of South Korea was pretty outraged. I think the feeling of injustice practically ran through the whole nation. The judge tried to argue minors are physically and mentally impulsive. And
No, the fuck they're not. No, they're not. Not all minors. No, they're not. No, the fuck they're not. Bitch, when I was a minor, nigga, what was I doing? Not this shit. What the fuck? No. Minors is no.
they don't have the same ability to perceive as adults do. The court's not going to try these teens under the same standard as adults. The girls, the bullies, they show guilt and reflection.
No, they didn't. Send these bitches to the gallows. Fuck them.
We must acknowledge that there's room for change with educational rehabilitation.
Go to hell. No, nigga.
Okay, fine. Maybe with rehabilitation, there will be no such thing as bullying anymore. But that clearly wasn't the case.
Duh.
In fact, more extreme cases of bullying started to pop up all across South Korea after this viral case. Some even inspired the popular Netflix drama, The Glory.
Oh, there we go.
These are the real-life stories that inspired that drama.
This is a fire-ass intro, my nigga. I kind of want to do something like this. Huh. Yo, make sure y'all check out Rotten Mango. She's really fucking good. I call her Stephanie Sue because I watch her mukbangs and shit. But still, make sure y'all check this out. Please. Check out her channel. Oh, this is a whole... Oh. Well, goddamn, this is a whole production. If I do this, I'm about to step my shit up. Hold on.
As always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com, as well as resources if you're being bullied or if you've been having darker thoughts. Please seek out help. I'm going to leave a few links and hotlines in the description. But with that being said, there's also going to be a content warning for intense bullying, school violence, and taking of one's life. And just know that if you're feeling bullied or feeling alone, you're not alone.
You're not
there
alone,
are people out there that can help you, that you can talk to. And I know it feels hard, so please just check the resources.
Bro, please check the resources. Please. Nigga, I got bullied when I was a kid. I told one time, and that shit ain't do shit for me. I had to withstand all that shit. Bro, please check the resources you have. Like, try to get some help. Please. You are not alone, my nigga. You're not alone. You might think you're alone, but you're not alone. Please at least attempt to.
And another thing, this isn't necessarily in the show notes, but The Glory on Netflix is a 16-episode Korean drama that's been widely talked about. I actually made like 3 videos on it, okay? We've covered the whole series on our other podcast channel, Miss Mango Butter, Baking a Mystery, Baking a Murder, where we cover like fictional thriller shows, movies, and books. I can leave a link to those, but honestly, The Glory itself, the K-drama on Netflix, has been really good, and it's been touted as a prime example of the saying, art imitates life. So
bro, that shit is intense, especially part 2. That shit's intense.
The Glory follows the story of a woman named Moon Dong-eun, who's on this path of just pure revenge. Like, she's been plotting this revenge for
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, we already seen this, so we're not really gonna, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna skip ahead a little bit.
Permanently disfigured, the bullies had held her down while they burned officials. She high school Dong-eun sides living.
If y'all haven't already seen the Glory, then y'all can look it up. I'm here for the stories.
Rich students throw eggs at her. She walks into the school. They're throwing eggs at her. Watching boys over dramas in the past that have just shown aspects of high school bullying is, which side note, Korean dramas do have a lot of depictions of school bullying. I remember being shocked watching Boys Over Flowers, and there's so many clips where the main character gets bullied by having rich students throw eggs at her. She walks into the school. They're throwing eggs at her and pouring bags of flour onto her. I remember showing my mom and being like, that's crazy. And she's like, yeah, Korean bullying is that crazy. It was the weirdest thing. But The Glory is even more intense than that. But I think what makes it stand out is it's a pretty close and honest depiction of bullying in South Korea. Like, maybe not the revenge, but the bullying aspect. Like, just how deep the layers of school bullying are. The police corruption, the school administrators' negligence, their motives to make this school seem like the perfect school, intimidation of victims, parents using their money to get away with things, letting their kids get away with things. Like, it makes sense, especially in a country like South Korea, that this K-drama became one of the most anticipated releases in a while. Which, side note, this is so pertinent to the story later. But all the actors and actresses were screened for past school bullying records because the directors and producers wanted to make sure nobody in the drama was later exposed for being a bully in real life.
Oh, that's what we call vetting the situation. Well, congratulations, directors. You did your fucking job.
Can you imagine that?
Exactly. Imagine one of the bullies on the drama is like a real life bully.
That's called poetic justice.
So keep this in
How
mind
do they
for
screen
later.
that, I wonder? Like, hey, let me just talk to all your classmates and
Yeah, I wonder if they go back to your school records, but none of these stay on the school records.
exactly.
Whatever the fuck they did for Kat from Le Seraphim, I guess they'll probably do that. I don't fucking know.
Do they get a PI?
Yeah, it's
Or do they do the most basic search?
Probably
and even
basic
today,
search.
like people are getting exposed day by day, right?
Okay, so the bullying thing in Korea has become such a shit show. A lot of K-pop idols and actors and actresses, just anyone in mainstream Korean news is constantly being accused of bullying. Some of them are true bullies, but recently we've seen a trend of false allegations of
Oi.
bullying.
Oh,
And
God.
it's completely ruined multiple people's careers. Yeah, because, I think that's the problem with being a true victim and these false allegations is that it happened so long ago that there might not be enough evidence.
One thing I do hate is like false accusations, because not only does it fuck up the person who's being falsely accused, it's also fucking up victims and the validity of people believing their stories. That's one of the reasons why I hate false accusations, bro. Because it's not even about them lying. It's about them fucking up everything for people who are actual victims. Like, come on. Like, you trying to do this shit for personal gain and you don't even know that you're just fucking up a generation of people who actually probably need help, knowing that this shit is probably going to get worse after your case, knowing that people are going to get even more crafty to not get caught. More craftiness equals more extensive research on how to beat somebody's ass or bully them. You just fucking everything up.
And so it's a really tricky situation.
Ah.
Yeah, very tricky.
Very tricky.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how they would screen for something like that, but keep this in mind
What?
because maybe they didn't screen everyone.
Ah.
Okay, just keep that in mind.
Okay.
So The Glory, it might seem like this really well-written show, and it is, but in the art imitates life kind of way. People start immediately drawing connections between the show and real-life bullying cases that were well-known in South Korea like many years ago. And the show was not just a genius Netflix idea. It was based off these true stories. And there's 3 central themes that The Glory explores, and all these themes have real-life cases that they were inspired by. The 3 elements, the 3 themes are bullying, suicide, and revenge. These are like the key themes in this whole K-drama. So let's explore the real life cases.
All right.
The most standout aspect of the bullying in the show is that the bullies are burning Moon Dong-eun, the protagonist, with a curling iron. They're literally holding her down, taunting her, telling her that they're going to use her skin as a way to check the temperature of the curling iron to see if it's hot enough for their hair. In 2006, Chung, a middle schooler, again, I don't want to use her full name. I believe you can find it, but let's call her Student 2 for privacy reasons.
All right.
Student 2 was hospitalized for 2 months.
Student dos.
She had traumatic injuries all over her body. Her parents, doctors, even the police were called to the hospital when she was brought in because, they were alerted, they were alarmed. They were confused on how she got these injuries to begin with. They were concerned for her current health state, her mental state. It's almost like she didn't even realize that she was in pain, though. The whole time, she's just begging her parents, you have to let me transfer to a different school. You have to let me transfer to a different school.
Bro, please listen to your children. Listen to your kids. Listen to your fucking kids. I don't give a fuck if it's an inconvenience to you. You decided to put your PP in a VV and have a fucking baby, nigga. You decided to try for kids. I don't care how crazy your life is or what you got going on. Listen to your children, dog. Listen to your fucking kids, my nigga. Like, what?
It's a bit of an odd reaction. The parents are more concerned about, what happened to you? Who did this to you? Why do you care about transferring to a new school right now? But she just kept repeating, you have to let me transfer to a different school. Please.
Okay, for the parents' sake, though, I do want to be like, okay, we're going to transfer, what's it called? But I still would like to know what is going on. Like, I'm still going to transfer my child. Like, I would really hope I would be able to transfer my kid. But I still want to know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But the only reason why I want to do that is because I want to know why my kid all fucked up and who the fuck can I fuck up?
Please, I'm scared of my friends. Finally, with enough begging, Student 2 tells everyone what happened to her. And it's a story that I don't think most of South Koreans have ever forgotten.
Oh.
According to Student 2, her hell on earth started 20 days ago. It lasted a full 20 days.
Jesus Christ.
May 2nd, She was on her way home from school, and she always takes the same route. She always does. She listens to the music. She kind of just stares at the ground, and she's daydreaming when she sees several pairs of feet just right in front of her.
What?
Blocking her way.
Oh,
She
God.
looks up. She sees a group of female students from her class. Let's call them A, B, and C. So 3 girls. They're known to be bullies. Like, that's what they're known for in their class. So student 2, I mean, she always made sure to stay out of their way, kind of. She never really even existed in the same circle of friends. They're just the type of girls that she would avoid in the classroom. She wouldn't even make eye contact with them.
Bro, I swear, like, I don't know if I swear or not, but like, cause if I knew that the bullies that were known to be bullies just spawned in front of me, I'm hitting one of them and I'm running. I don't give a fuck. You're not finna catch me. If y'all already gonna fuck me up, you might as well fuck me up even more, because you not finna do that. You getting one right haymaker and a left haymaker and I'm gone. I'm booking it. Fuck the bag. Fuck everything else. I'm keeping my phone and I'm running. You got me fucked up.
So it was strange that they would just approach her out of nowhere. It was very random. Either way, they ask her a
It's
question.
just like a TSA check. Random my ass, nigga. They tried to. Oh.
And maybe she was so scared. Maybe she didn't know what answer would be appropriate. But she didn't respond. She just kind of stood there
Bro,
with her
she
head
was in
up.
shock, bro.
And immediately, smack. Right away, she was physically assaulted for not answering the question.
Bro.
She said, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't make a mistake in particular that I could think of. I think that they were just angry that I didn't respond quickly enough to their question. But from that day, I became their new target. The bully started demanding that student 2 give up all of her allowance to them. And when they burned through her allowance, so let's say she gets $20 a week, they would force student 2 to beg her parents for more money. She'd beg her parents, and when she tried to tell the police, you know, my family doesn't have that much to spare. Please, like, we don't have that much money. I don't have anything more to give you. They would start physically assaulting her.
I just don't understand how does your brain be like, tell your parents for more money. My parents don't have that much money. We can't get more money. Do it. I can't. Do it. I told you I can't. Oh, let me just beat your ass. Like, I don't get it, bro. I don't get it.
They would jump her, and that was just the beginning. Like, just the punches and slaps and the kicks, that was the beginning. Eventually, they felt like that wasn't getting the point across. So they sadistically pulled out one of their curling irons, plugged it in. 2 of the girls held her down by her arms. And the 3rd bully started burning her, holding the hot curling iron to her bare skin.
Bro, I'm sorry. This is, oh my God. I can't like, bro, I can't like think of any logical response for this, because like the anger that's going to course through my bones is insane. Like, if somebody came to me, like if my daughter came to me talking about some shit like that, I would pray that it's guys bullying her only so I can shove the curling iron up their asses. Because what?
Literally just like the drama, because the drama is technically based off of this case, or at least this aspect. She said that you could hear her skin sizzling off her body, and when they removed it, she's left with these big giant red welts on her body. And that's not even the worst part. As it heals, you know how it fills with pus and then eventually it scabs over? Student 2 said, it was so painful. I felt like I was gonna die. I couldn't even move or resist. I just wanted to run. They told me if I screamed from the pain that they would kill me. But that's not all.
Y'all gonna have to kill me. I'm sorry. Y'all gonna have to kill me. Y'all gonna have to kill me. Because if
Once the wound started to finally heal and scab over, the bullies, the 3 girls, they would corner her after school and they would demand to see her wound. And while laughing amongst each other, they would rip the scabs off her body.
nigga.
Sometimes they would want her to be traumatized more, and they would force her to rip her own scabs off her body. She was also beaten with a baseball bat. She suffered from a protruding tailbone, which is a result of the abuse. And as student 2 is talking about what happened to her, she seems to kind of hesitate, as if there's more to the story. So the journalist, everyone's pushing her to open up, that she's safe now, she doesn't have to be scared of these bullies anymore. And she tells everyone that there's more scars on her chest. The bullies had tried to permanently disfigure her chest.
Yo.
There are streak marks all around. It looked like someone had taken like a clothespin, a safety pin, and just started digging into her skin to make red slash marks everywhere.
How the fuck do you have this type of mind to do this? How?
And it looked like it happened over the period of the 20 days. Some wounds were healing, some looked more fresh than others.
Oh.
Her father was showed, these are not public, but her father showed the reporters pictures for evidence to show them, yes, this indeed did happen. And it was like this gut-wrenching moment for the father. He works as a chef, and he said that every day during those 20 days, he came home and he did notice things. He didn't think it was a big deal, but always in the middle of the night for the past month, he would wake up to screams coming from his daughter's room.
You ain't think that was you what? You mean your daughter screaming, blood curdling, screaming Bloody Mary? You see some scars or something? You don't think nothing's going on? Huh? You ain't got no questions? You that bitch? Huh? What? What the fuck? What the fuck? Excuse me? What the fuck? She real live at the house looking like a pepperoni pizza. And I'm not even talking about acne, nigga. Big pepperoni pizza. And you trying to tell me that you ain't do nothing for your daughter. You must have like 19 kids or something. Because how the fuck do you let this shit slide? What the fuck?
He'd wake up, check the time, and the next morning when he asked, she was just having nightmares. So when it happened again, he's like,
nigga, if I son, I don't know the dynamics of like, you know, father-daughter stuff, but I would think that probably at least what, once, twice, 3 times out the week, you probably would see your daughter in like a short sleeve shirt or something where you can see some pain visible. It's not really that easy to hide a certain type of scars. I've tried to hide my tattoos from my mom so many times and she'd seen something. Like, you ain't got there's no awareness of your child that something's happening. You ain't never see your child come home crying. You ain't never see your child be like, this shit hurts. As much pain as she's saying that she's in, you ain't never even thought of it. Shit. Father's Day was what, 3 days ago? Shit.
oh, was she just having nightmares?
Nightmares my ass. Freddy Cougar beating the fuck out of her. You won't even care, huh?
It was happening a lot during the time that she was getting tortured. He regrets not asking her or demanding to know what was going on or even trying to wake her up.
You should feel bad, father. You should feel bad. I don't give a fuck. You should feel bad.
On top of that, around the same time, his daughter was begging to be transferred to a different school, and he didn't take it seriously. He thought that maybe she was trying to switch schools because it was less academically intense, or maybe a close friend of hers was going to a different school. He thought it was something like that. You know, one of those like kid excuses. That's kind of what he chalked it up to.
Okay, kid excuses, okay. I would rather take that chance than my child being fucking bullied till she can't even... Oh my God. I'm over here acting like I'm about to be father of the year, but I pray to the Lord that I'm father of the year, that I can at least see this type of bare minimum shit.
He thought he was making the right move as a parent.
No, you made the wrong move.
By making her stick it out at this school.
No, nigga, there's some things that you should not stick out. You should stick through some hard times, but these are very hard. This is like trying to knock down a tree. This is trying to cut a tree with some fucking scissors. It's fucking stupid. Don't stick nothing out, because they gonna stick something on her. They gonna probably stick something in her. Talk about some stick it out, nigga. What the fuck you talking about?
Once he found out the truth, now he couldn't sleep at night. He was just seething with anger. He demanded answers from the school on how they could even let this happen. He begged his daughter to give up the names of the bullies, and she was so hesitant. She's like, I can't tell you.
It's all good, because you know what? Hey, you know what? Y'all seen Taken? It's all good. I'm going to start stalking this school. I'm going to see what is going on. Something has to give. You're not about to start fucking my daughter up and thinking shit is cool. No. Something is about to start happening. Nigga, what? I'm going to be taking precautions. I'm not about to let no police try to do whatever, let the teachers do. Nigga, this is my daughter, nigga. She came from my nuts. And you think I'm finna let the offspring of my nuts go through some shit like that? I wouldn't even let myself go through some shit like that. Fuck is you talking about? You must not be that enraged. Fuck you talking about?
And she said that they were going to kill her if she ever named them as the bullies. Finally, with enough prodding, student 2 tells her parents and the school who did this, and everyone's kind of shocked. The girls she named are not the type of girls that would be bullies.
Shut the fuck up, bro. I don't like that shit, bro. Like, they be saying like, oh, such and such is not that type of girl. Well, she did it. She's not that type. They're on camera. I can't believe it could be something. They're on camera. They're on camera. I don't give a fuck about what you believe in or who you think this person is. They're on camera. 4K. CCTV. You can rewind and see it. Damn near the subtitles are on the camera. The fuck are you talking about? Shit like this makes me I don't understand, because like in situations like this, I kind of want to go into certain things of people trying to explain things like this. Can you afford to be wrong in this situation? Can you afford to be wrong? Do you want to be right so bad that you can afford to be wrong, that this little girl is getting her ass handed to her on a silver platter and she don't even get forks to eat that shit herself? Can you afford to be wrong in a situation? To you right here, who's watching this right now, can you afford to be wrong in a situation like this? Put that in the comments down below if this video is making it to YouTube.
They're not the type of girls that would bully anybody. And I know, like, these girls can be perceived a certain way, but actually be completely evil. That wasn't the case here. These 3 girls genuinely did not bully student 2.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Student 2 confessed that she was bullied into lying by the 3 real bullies.
Huh?
So she just named 3 strangers?
3 random girls in the school that the bullies wanted her to name.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God.
Wow. So, okay, what?
In the end, they did get down to the bottom of it and found out the identity of the actual bullies, the 3 girls, and the school said they were going to investigate. After their
send these bitches to the gallows.
Investigation, they came out with a statement where they said, "We've conducted an internal investigation." God, I love internal investigations. And we've closed the case because student 2 and the 3 girls' stories aren't matching up. Yeah.
What?
If that's not the most obvious thing in the world, of course.
You know what? I feel like it's going to be so easy for me to get a job in the government or something, or in like the police force or something, because why is everybody so fucking stupid? Why is everybody so fucking stupid? Of course the stories aren't going to match up, dumbhead. No, numbnuts, dickhead, shatheed, shithead. Why the fuck would the stories match up? Huh? What sense does that make? We did a further investigation and we found out that all the people who are involved, their stories don't match up, so we closed the case. Bitch, I have burns on my body. My arms, my titties, my ass. Nigga, my tailbone is protruding. I have a tail now. This shit look like a Doberman's tail. I'm sorry, do you have a tail? Human? No. Nigga? What the fuck are you? Oh, God.
Of course it's not matching up, but the school continues. For us, it's becoming a case of she said, they said. The only thing we can confirm at this time is that she, student 2, had fallen off of a bike at one point.
I got holes in my chest. I have curling iron things peeled off and peeled back on. I got falling off a bike. You falling off a bike? What type of bike are you falling off? Did you fall down a mountain?
And that could be a result.
I don't even own a bike.
that could result in some of her injuries, insinuating that potentially a lot of her injuries could have happened when she accidentally fell off a bike, which other classmates did witness this bike fall, which I don't know how in the world that would be feasible to get like third-degree burn marks from falling off a bike.
Y'all, I'm burning. Did you fall off a bike? No, bitch.
Her father said, I just can't believe how a school can be this lukewarm about a cruel case like this.
That's a good choice of words. It wouldn't be the choice of words I would use.
A lot of netizens agreed. They posted about this case, they accused the school administrators of being corrupt, and they wrote, "Did the school get bribed by the perpetrator's parents?" Their response makes this whole situation worse. Just look at the pictures of her arms. If someone did this in the army or in the street, the police would have a field day. They wouldn't just ignore it. So why are the police ignoring it when it happens in a middle school?
Oh my god, this is middle school?
Yeah, most of the stories we're talking about are middle school.
It's just fucking crazy.
So like, this, what, 13, 12?
13, 14. Does the school really believe this is a case of two sides having different perspectives? So the sentiment became, okay, fine. The school and the police won't do anything about it. Let the netizens do it. Let's expose these girls. But once news started spreading about this case, the police were forced to investigate, and this is when the main bully, they call her Kim confesses to the police for her crimes. And again, she didn't do this because she felt remorseful. It's, if you're a minor, you confess to a crime, it's kind of well known that you get a higher chance of getting probation. So even the way she confessed showed that she had zero remorse for what she did. She straight up said, yeah, I burned her about 9 times with a curling iron. I hit her around the head a couple of times, legs and arms maybe about like 7 times. This lasted for 20 days, and it's because student 2 promised me something, and she didn't keep her promise. She also stated that she didn't turn herself in sooner because the whole situation was, quote, getting out of hand. She was promptly arrested, which is rare because Korea's law for minors is incredibly generous. Like if you're under the age of 14 and you commit a heinous crime such as rape, you still get probation. You get to go home. It's not even going to be on your record.
And then the names, nobody knows the names.
No.
So never mind. I'm not even about to touch that. I'm not going to touch
Nobody
that.
knows.
Yeah.
Nobody will know what you did at 13 years old. And I'm sure that will only escalate when you're 23, 33. The judge said, I arrested this girl because I wanted to set a precedent for how serious school bullying is in South Korea. Kim was arrested and sentenced, but I don't know what kind of precedent this judge was really trying to set out other than maybe trying to look good for a second there in the press.
You know who would set a precedent? A firing squad. A public execution, maybe, just, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe. But hey.
Because at the time, nobody knew the extent of her sentencing. He was like, this is private, confidential information in the eyes of the law. We can't let it be known.
Boy, fuck you and
so
your
motherfucker. Move on. We don't know if we're looking at juvenile detention center. We don't know if we're looking at probation, 2 days community service.
2 days.
The teachers involved in the case were also investigated and had administrative punishment, which is unknown again. What the extent was that? Because the school refused to tell reporters, but I imagine a week paid time off, which is not a real punishment. Meanwhile, student 2 has to live with the emotional, the mental scars of this for the rest of her life. After 2 months in inpatient care, 2 months, she had to go to a psychiatric hospital. And this is in 2006, right? So this all passes over. And then with the glory trending recently, a lot of people are revisiting this case. And netizens are still furious. And there was an interesting question that was brought up. Like, do you think that these bullies grew up and regret what they did? Do you think that they live with shame and hate? There was so much newfound interest in this case and interest in what happened to that evil middle schooler. Like, what did she grow up to be? Now, obviously, we can't hunt this girl down.
Yes,
but
you can.
Huge news networks
Yes, you can. You can hunt her down. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can. You definitely can.
were able to dig into her sentencing in 2006 when the judge was like, I want to set a precedent for how we're going to take bullying seriously. Kim, the main perpetrator, was sentenced to probation, meaning she was basically arrested for show and went straight back home to her family that night. The only punishment, if you can even call it that, was that an officer might stop by her house once in a while to make sure she's following the laws and not bullying people.
Yo, I'm sorry. This is a long ass video. I hope you guys have your popcorn.
This is probably the lightest punishment that she could have ever received. This is also not going to stay on her permanent record, meaning she could go into any career field after torturing a middle schooler to the point of scarring her for life. She could go on to be a police officer. We don't know what she is right now. She could be a police officer, a
Healthcare
doctor,
worker. Yeah.
yes, a nurse, truly, whatever she wants. And maybe she did become a healthcare worker. Like, can you imagine that? Not knowing that the doctor that you're supposed to trust with your life and health permanently scarred someone for the fun of it?
Imagine she's a fucking hairdresser. Like, I just don't understand how these people can have normal lives. Like, how do you hide the fact that you got this little thing inside of you telling you to start burning people and doing all this other shit? Like, how?
Because that's exactly what happened to student number 3.
Oh,
Student
God.
3,
Oh, no.
Park Sung-min. So she is in a whole news network recently. She has fully released her identity, but we're going to call her Student 3.
Okay.
She's 31 years old right now.
Hey.
And her 2 bullies had burned her arms in middle school with a hair straightener. They had literally clamped her arm into a hair straightener. The 2 bullies would go on to become a nurse and a social worker. At 31 years old, Student 3 was trying to move on with her life. I mean, as best as she could, right? She still couldn't wear short sleeves during the summers in Korea, which, if you know, it's scorching hot. Every time she wore short sleeves, she said that she would catch a glimpse of herself in the mirror and she would just burst into tears. But sometimes she would try to be strong. She'd be like, you know what? I'm going to wear this short sleeve. Who cares, right? And then she would walk out of her room and she would see her parents' eyes fall to her arms. And she would just see their whole energy, their mood shift. They would get emotional. They would get angry. And she didn't want to dig up these complicated buried memories again for everyone. So she never really wore short sleeves. She also really couldn't go out to the hair salon without feeling anxious. And all of this has to do with the fact that in 2nd year of middle school, so like the 7th grade, bullies had forced her down, grabbed a hair straightener, clamped it on her arm for 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes, leaving her with a permanent scar for the rest of her life. It didn't start like that, though. The bullying escalated over the course of a year till it got so bad, finally someone noticed. And
That
it
don't
didn't
look that
start
bad
with a
to
hair
me.
straightener. It actually started with $1. Student 3 said that she was minding her own business. And kind of similar to the last story, but 2 of the girls in her grade came up to her and asked to borrow $1. She's like, okay, these are random girls asking me for $1. I'm just going to give it to them. The next day, they asked for another $1.
This what happened on Everybody Hates Chris. You niggas was just asking to hold $1.
Maybe they're hungry, they forgot their lunch or something. She gives them another $1.
Broke bitches. Why the fuck y'all keep asking for $1?
And soon, they're not borrowing dollars, they're demanding money. They would walk over and instead of, hey, can I borrow $1? It's like, hey, give me a $1. And it wasn't just $1 anymore.
Boy, give you a what? Give you $1? Hey, yo, how about I assign you this check that's gonna bounce and your ass gonna get sit in the federal prison? You can keep asking for $1? Keep asking me for your goddamn $1. I'll give you 100,000 of them dollars on that bounce check. You want 100 grand? Yeah, keep fucking playing with me.
It was suddenly $10, $30, $50, $100.
Damn,
When
it's
she
like,
asked them,
it's like the United States interest. God damn.
wait, why do I need to give you this money? Like, I'm so confused. You haven't paid me back. What are you even using this money for? Like, why are you taking my money? They would say, because your existence is an inconvenience to me. So pay.
That's one way to get somebody up off the map. That's one way to get somebody off the map. Your existence is you ask, how is my existence an inconvenience to you and you asking me for $1? Obviously, it's very convenient that I'm giving you money. So why is my existence inconvenient? The brain is not braining.
Up. And maybe if it had stopped there at the financial bullying, maybe the trauma wouldn't be as life-altering, but eventually she ran out of allowance money to give them. They start becoming physical with her. They start slapping her and beating her. They would drag her to one of the girls' houses. So, Bully A's house. And they would use her as a punching bag for hours. They would just make her sit in the corner of the room, and these bullies would sit and giggle, gaggle, gossip. And then the minute that they felt a little bit of anger rise in their system, they would walk over and just torture her for the fun of it. Later in interviews, people were confused about this. You know, they asked her, why did you go to the girls' houses?
Y'all ever been kidnapped before? It's not like you have a choice. It's not like you have a choice.
Couldn't you have just called for help or left? I mean, surely they didn't drag you all the way. Like, someone would have.
What the hell? How you say something? What? Nigga, what the fuck? Hey, stop calling for Discord. We off stream right now. Don't call for Discord. What's wrong with you?
Noticed if they're dragging you by the hair, right? They also asked how the bully's parents never realized that they were keeping a girl in the room just to bully her. Sometimes the bullying was for days. The bullies were very resourceful. They threatened student 3 that if she didn't follow them back to girl A's house, they would go and find her little brother and physically assault him instead. This was the threat that they constantly hung over her head. That's also why she never told the authorities, school administrators, or even her parents. She knew that the bullies would probably get off light anyway, and her brother would be their new target. So I think this is where the system is wrong. You know, I think if you're in a situation like that, you can tell the administrators and something does take action to the point where they cannot hurt you or your loved ones, then of course people are going to say something. As for the bully A's parents, she lied to them. She's like, Amma, this is my friend and she just ran away from home. Her mom is super abusive and she's even contemplating suicide. I just want to be there for her as a friend. Is it okay if she sleeps over for a few days? The mom would be like, wow, daughter, you're such a good friend. And since Bully A's parents would both work really long hours, they would all be at Bully A's house and using student 3 as a punching bag.
This should make me sad, bro.
The abuse went from punching and slapping to grabbing a fork and stabbing it all over her body,
What the
like
fuck?
head to toe. The 2 bullies would grab whatever item was nearby and they would throw it at her face. One time they threw a plastic pipe at her face and it permanently damaged her cornea.
Why do y'all
And she
get
has slight vision problems?
What
also.
the fuck?
The longest time she's ever stayed at her bully's house was for 3 days, and they basically starved her the entire time. During this interview, student 3 was asked, why didn't you try to leave at one point, you know? Especially when your eye is damaged, you didn't try to ever run away from the house?
Yeah, because how the fuck am I going to see if my eyes fucked up? Yeah, you think I'm having... I ain't have an easy time leaving when both of my eyes is working. Now, one of my eyes is fucked up. Do you really think I'm gonna have the best chance of getting the fuck out of there when I can't see, like, when I'm looking like this? No, nigga. Obviously the fuck not. Ask better questions. Like, why haven't you killed these bitches? Why haven't you...
And she said there was no point. One time she did, they knew where she lived. They would either get to her brother or once they came over and they trashed her entire house, making it difficult for her family. They would flip furniture, ransack the whole place, all because she refused to come to Girl A's house. Like, there was no part of student 3 that was safe. She was constantly covered in bruises and welts and just desperately trying to hide this from the adults. For 6 months, while the abuse lasted, she couldn't even fall asleep. Just like student 2, every time she closed her eyes, she would have these intense nightmares. So for 6 months, she felt like a sleepless zombie, just going through the motions of life and abuse. She tried gathering as many sleeping pills as she could and tried to take them in hopes of getting a dreamless sleep, but it just wasn't working. She even, in a desperate attempt, told her mom, Mom, I just want to go to sleep. I just want to sleep. I want to sleep so bad. I want to die. Like, what do I do? She said that she would zone out and stare out of her window of their apartment on the 3rd floor and wonder, if I fell out of the window, what are the chances of me surviving?
Oh my God.
If she went to her friends' apartments and they had balconies on higher floors, she always wondered if maybe this would be the place that she would come and jump if she had to take her own life.
Fuck.
She said she constantly looked down at the ground and wondered, would I die? Would I live? Would I die? And then one spring day, student 3 was wearing a long sleeve white shirt because she can't wear short sleeves. But the wound on her arm wasn't healing properly and it had this like giant bubble of pus that was filled with liquid and it was bulging out of her shirt. And her teacher noticed it and brought her in to be examined, but the pus made the shirt stick to her arm. They had to cut the shirt off of her to examine her.
What the fuck?
Her parents were informed and that's how the bullying came to light. One of the most heartbreaking parts of the story is that she was asked on the show what she would like to say about her bullying and how it was handled. And she talked about how during the time, there were a lot of adults in her life that asked her, well, what did you do? Like, not saying it's your fault, but you must have done something to make the girls react like this.
Yeah, I just didn't give them $1. Was that the right answer for you? Was that the answer you wanted? I didn't give him $1, and now here I am, all fucked up. Was that what you were looking for? Was that the story ending that you wanted? Is that what you wanted?
Wow.
She said if there's one thing she would like to say is she would tell these adults that she did nothing wrong. The bullies were forced to apologize for what they did to her, and it wasn't a real or true apology. One of them was straight up laughing while she apologized. And you guessed it, 0 consequences. The main bully was given 40-hour community service and a 1-week school suspension. She wasn't even expended.
I feel like these bullies, they should at least get exactly what they did to the victims.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you scar someone for life.
Yeah.
You get the same scar at least.
Yes.
Yeah. At least.
Right, at least, right.
Because
exactly.
it was your first choice to even give a scar.
And also the
Exactly.
fact that you did, even if the bully gets the scar, it still doesn't take away the trauma the victim's going to live with for the rest of their lives. I just don't see how they think just apology will do.
It reminds me of how a lot of countries, including the US, treat like sexual assault cases.
Yes,
There's so
exactly.
much concern about the perpetrator's future.
Exactly.
Like, we can't let this mistake ruin their future. What's worse is that she and the main bully ended up at the same college.
What? I was about to say for that sexual assault thing. I say people who sexually assault should get sexually assaulted themselves. I just say eye for eye, even though sexual assault is bad and I don't condone it. But if you think you good, you cool enough to take something, you need to get yours taken. You need to get yours taken, and you need to be ignored. That's the punishment I say, cause shit, man, fuck you talking about. Like that's some grimy ass shit, bro. That's some grimy ass shit. But how the fuck are they at the same college?
And they bumped into each other. So this is after middle school is when the abuse took place. After high school, in college, they bumped into each other. And maybe you would think that this bully has some sort of remorse. No. She smirked, walked up to student 3 with all of her friends and said, "I know this girl. What major are you?" Student 3 said that she was shaking the whole time. She was so angry, so scared, she couldn't even respond. Like, it was like her trauma was flooding back to her. Thankfully, they didn't have any more run-ins after that, and Student 3 had friends that stuck by her in college.
Thank God.
And it wasn't easy making friends. She said after her abuse, she was just having such a hard time trusting anyone that wanted to befriend her. She felt like they were wolves in sheep's clothing. A lot of friends stuck by, even when she was not trusting of them. And now she has stopped taking sleep medications. She's been able to find some happiness and move on. And even though she's moved on, there's really no justice in this story either.
Exactly.
She has to apologize to every hairstylist and hairdresser to not use a hot tool in her hair, because the minute that they pick up a hot iron, she starts to panic. And to make matters worse, the last time she checked on the 2 bullies, one of them was a nurse and the other one was in social work. They both constantly post about doing charitable work. She said that she was speechless at the audacity of these people. I mean, she was angered by their choice of profession. And once the show The Glory came out, her friends were texting her asking if she was okay, because the show reminded them so much of what happened to her. Student 3 says she cannot bring herself to watch the K-drama. And more recently, there was a case that also reminded people of The Glory. And this one I don't think inspired The Glory because it was so recent, but this just goes to show, like, nothing has really changed. July 15th, 2020, let's call him Student 4. A young man, 22 years old. July 15th was his birthday. He didn't really have any special plans, so a group of acquaintances had texted him, "Hey, let's go celebrate for your birthday." He took them up on it. I mean, it's kind of sweet of them to remember his birthday even, right? The acquaintances, I don't even think they can be categorized as human beings. They met up with Student 4, dragged him
Wait,
to...
I'm sorry.
What?
Are these classmates or are these
classmates.
colleagues?
Yeah.
Oh, in college?
So they dragged him to a nearby vacant lot, like a parking lot, for his birthday, right? And they're like acquaintances, so just like random classmates, not necessarily friends, right?
But they're in
You ain't
school,
know these
you're
yeah,
niggas?
saying.
so you wouldn't think that these are bad people.
Cuz ain't
It's
know
not
these niggas?
strangers that you meet online.
Cuz ain't know these niggas? He ain't know these niggas?
You know them from class. They bring a chair to the parking lot.
Uh-huh.
They tie him up to the chair,
What?
cover his face with a hood,
What?
and they tell him that they had prepared a special birthday candle present
Bitch, no. I seen this on the internet, nigga. This ain't no. Sorry for the pause.
for him.
Nigga, what? You not finna tie me up for shit. Ain't nothing good coming from getting tied up and I can't see my goddamn where I'm looking at. What the fuck? What the fuck is y'all finna do? Boy,
Birthday candle.
They tie him to the chair?
Yeah, like his ankles, his
Bro.
arms behind the chair, everything.
How y'all do this during COVID?
Put a hood over his head, and they get close to him and they say, "So let's celebrate your birthday." They spray gasoline all over his body, and they put one firework on each knee, and they light the firework.
What the fuck?
They're trying
It's
to kill
just
the.
slowly going down,
They're trying to kill him,
basically.
like sadistically kill him.
When the fireworks exploded,
How do you, one, that's fucked up. Two, how the fuck do you come up with shit like this? Three, do y'all not get no hoes? Y'all get no pussy? Or dick if you like dick. Or pussy if you like pussy. Or dick and pussy. I don't care. Y'all ain't got nothing better to do. Y'all ain't got nothing better to do. Y'all don't play no video games. Y'all don't watch no K-dramas. Y'all don't do YouTube. Y'all just, what the fuck?
the fire caught onto Student 4's whole body. He said, "It was so hot and painful, I fell over. They saw me in pain and they just kept telling me, keep rolling to put out the fire." That's what they said. They saw a literal human being on fire and they said, "Keep rolling." I thought I was going to die like this. When I begged them to call 119, emergency services, they said, "This place is a little isolated, so it might take too long for the ambulances to come."
I'm shaking. I'm shaking. One of the reasons why I don't call 911 because they took too long to help my dad when he was dying. I don't fuck with 911, even though I probably have to call them. I don't fuck with them. Fuck 119 or whatever the fuck they talk about. So it's gonna take too long. Bitch, bring the fucking National Guard or somebody. I don't care how long it's going to take. Bitch, the taxpayers are paying taxes for shit like this. And you mean to tell me you gonna brush my shit off because it's gonna take too... When I got into a car accident, it took AAA a long time to come. But guess what? That doesn't matter. You wanna know why? Because I pay for shit like this. I don't pay for shit not to come because it's taking too long. I pay for shit to come just for it to come. Come!
Student 4 has third-degree burns on 40% of his entire body.
He kept his, oh my God, he kept his legs.
That's not even the part that'll get your blood boiling. The
Too late, my blood is already boiling.
perpetrators got away with probation. Meanwhile, Student 4 is not only left with irreparable damage of what they did mentally, physically, but he's also been left with an $80,000 medical bill.
$80,000 medical bill. Y'all caused $80,000 worth of damage to one person for his birthday. That's one hell of a birthday gift. Do y'all feel good about yourselves? I'm glad that y'all ain't do that shit to me. $80,000 worth, $80,000 worth. Fucking this nigga. Give these niggas probation and they call $80,000 worth of damage. The fuck? 80,000. The fuck? What the shit?
He has to get a skin transplant surgery as well as reconstructive treatment.
Fuck.
Which, yes, The perpetrators did settle monetarily for what they did, which the amount was decided by prosecutors and not really agreed upon by the parties involved. The families only paid $40,000. Student 4's family demanded the police pay the rest, and they all said, well, what do you want us to do? We don't have money.
Send them to jail. Duh. That's what's supposed to. Y'all, you can't pay. You don't have money. You work, right? You work, right? You got a job, right? Just how they be taking student loans and shit out your goddamn check. Take that money out your goddamn check. Now you working for my legs now, bitch. You got $40,000. That shouldn't be a lot. That should be just like what, a year's worth? That's the national average in America, I think. 40,000 salary. I don't know. Y'all should work for that. You don't have money, but you was able to get fireworks and gasoline. I don't even know how much a can of gasoline cost. Gas was just about like what, $4 a gallon? That's a lot of gallons, nigga. You got money to get gasoline, some fireworks, a chair, some rope, a hood. Without the hoodie, bitch, it's just a hood. You have money. You have money. You have to have a good amount of money to even have the thoughts of even doing shit like that. Because if you didn't, you would be thinking about ways to get money, not ways to torture people with money you have. What the fuck are you talking about?
There's a current civil suit against the bullies, but I mean, the fact that we're even here is wild. Student 4's family is filing a lawsuit because the justice system couldn't get them justice the first time around.
What the fuck?
So how is the case being handled like this?
I don't know.
Originally in 2020, I think that this received a lot of attention, but with the glory being a big conversation, it's become there's a resurgence on this topic. The case has gotten a lot more attention in the public eye, and people are so unhappy. Like, the parallels between the drama, the corruption from the legal system side. Netizens wrote, is the prosecutor on this case a fuck? They lit someone on fire and they're getting probation? To all the prosecutors in this country, how exactly are you calculating these crimes? How do attempted murderers end up with probation? Does the victim need to die for perpetrators to be punished? A person was almost burned to death and probation? You guys are crazy people. Are you joking? Someone commented what a lot of us are probably thinking right now. Throw them all in jail and set them on fire. Student 4's mom.
I say do that. I say throw them all in jail, set them on fire, and put a cup of water. Put a gallon of water outside the jail cell to where they can't even reach it. To like they can kind of reach it and like it'll be this close. Like their fingers will be this close. While they on fire. Do some shit like that.
Said. It doesn't matter what we wanted. The prosecutors didn't care. The prosecutors didn't care what we had to say. They just gave them probation. When I asked for medical fees to be covered, everyone just shrugs and say they don't have money. So what can we do? And maybe these feel like extreme cases, which they are. But it doesn't change the fact that school bullying and primarily school violence is a huge problem.
I think that's maybe another reason, probably why people continues to bully, because of the consequences.
Probably.
Nobody's scared. Nobody's terrified of the consequences.
It's like laughable, the consequences people get. I think you would get heavy punishment for cheating in South Korean schools versus physically assaulting someone. Like for cheating, getting caught cheating, unless you're the kid of a rich parent, yeah, you might be expelled. I think also there's so many elements that have to do with school violence in South Korea. And I just want to put a disclaimer. I think school violence is prevalent everywhere. I think just in different forms. So in the US, we're pretty familiar with how school violence takes place. In South Korea, there's so many different elements of why it happens like this. There's the seniority complex between how even when you're 15, you have to bow down and properly greet people that are 16. I'm not talking adults, not the elderly, not your parents, not your parents' friends. You have to talk to them with a completely different vernacular. It's called 존댓말. It's to show respect. There's all of these things, and it's just, there's so many elements to it. Also, the teachers and school administrators in these schools are so focused on their careers, and they're so focused on making sure that they look good. And when you're a school administrator and there's bullying in your school, you look bad.
So why not handle the problem instead of sweeping it under the rug? My nigga, what the fuck? The mind, the logic, it's not there.
Because you can't even handle kids. Yeah. So there's so many problems with this.
What the fuck?
Again, corruption in schools, corruption in the government. There There was a man appointed, Cheongsan, as the chief of the National Office of Investigations.
Mm-hmm.
He was appointed. This is like a heavy title. Huge political office, okay?
Mm-hmm.
One of his job duties was to investigate extreme cases of school violence in schools in Korea, right?
Okay.
He had to resign after 1 day in office.
What?
And I'll tell you why. It was revealed that the first day in office, he used his position to help his son avoid punishment for bullying and school violence.
Wow.
Yeah, no shit.
This is the man that was supposed to be in charge for getting justice for the victims. His son was a bully, and he helped cover it up. And his son goes to the Harvard of South Korea, Seouldae. Like, where are the consequences for any of these people? Just like in The Glory.
It's like literally K-drama. This
Yes.
is like even in K-drama you're like, ugh, this
Even in-
can't be real.
Exactly. In K-drama, you're like, ugh, this is so far-fetched. Nobody really does that.
Yeah,
like,
far-fetched
that's
my
an
ass.
abuse of power.
Far-fetched
How do you
my
get away with
ass.
it? I think another huge incentive for authorities is that the law is so lenient to minors, it's almost seen as not really worth the work to
What?
investigate school bullying, because you're going to investigate, spend all these resources, and then what, the 14-year-old is going to get probation anyway?
There needs to be something changed about the law.
Yes. So a lot of South Koreans have been arguing for lowering the age of the responsibility. And right now it's 14. They want to keep lowering it. I think recently it was lowered to 13.
Okay.
There should be like a whole different set of laws for school violence, I think.
Yeah.
Side note, the government does try to make it seem like they're doing a lot to stop violence, like installing more CCTV cameras near schools. But it's not really helping.
Let's just not do anything about the bullying and like punishment. Let's just have more cameras so we can record more bullying. Yeah, it's like putting a Band-Aid over, it's like putting makeup over a shit turd. And put a camera where the shit turd. Y'all want to see this shit turd? It got makeup on it. Like, what the fuck? Like, bro.
There's about 20,000 CCTV cameras
Y'all niggas are paying for cameras, but y'all can't pay for the Okay.
nearby schools around Seoul. 93% of them are said to be so low in resolution, it can't even identify who the bully is. Like potato. It's so grainy. You can't tell which student is who. You can't tell which student is being beat and which student is beating.
Y'all niggas not even spending money on a good camera. You don't even need to buy that bad cameras. There are a lot of good quality cameras for cheap. Y'all niggas buying potatoes? What the fuck is going on here?
So I don't know why they're trying to pat themselves on the back for this. And again, I'm not trying to say South Korea is the only one that's bad. I mean, again, look at what's going on in schools all around the world. It's horrible.
Yeah.
But nearly 1 in 10 students in Korean schools, elementary through high school, 1 in 10 have suffered from school violence.
God damn.
Not just bullying, not verbal bullying, not being an outcast, not being a social pariah. I'm talking violence. 1 in 10. That's 10 out of every 100 students
That's
is physically
crazy.
assaulted in school.
That don't even sound like a crazy number, but that's crazy as fuck.
We've talked about student 1, 2, 3, and 4 out of the 100. Let's talk about student 5.
God
this
damn.
case caused international outrage.
What?
In 2021, a Mongolian student living in South Korea was tortured for 6 hours by school bullies. 6 hours. They recorded the assault. They tried to sell it to other classmates for $5. The video.
That's so freaking crazy. Like all these cases, they record it. All these bullying. They take pictures, they record it, they brag about it, they send it to their friends and classmates. It's like a sick thing they do.
Bro, this shit happened like 2 years ago. Imagine the audacity you have to record something and send it to people and charge them for it. That's a lot of audacity, my nigga.
I see a lot of people liken it to gang activity. So in gang activity, you almost flaunt your crimes as a threat to others.
You're not supposed to do that. That's how you get caught and put in a RICO case. So whoever does that is a fucking idiot. So, yeah,
Like, you see what I'm willing to do, right? You see what I've done. I'm not even scared.
like niggas be like, oh, I just shot this nigga, yo. Anybody got some shit to say? This gun for you. And it'd be like FBI at the bottom. Oh, cool, bro. We're coming over to like what the.
I guess it's supposed to establish some sort of street credit.
I
I mean,
don't
they
know,
do get
shit.
away
I
with
ain't-
it.
I ain't no
like,
street
I
nigga.
can't even call them stupid because the law is stupid and they get away with it. So student 5, the Mongolian student, had moved to South Korea
I'm a
about 10
civilian.
years ago. So she's 14. She's basically been born and raised in South Korea. Like, not really, but she came here when she's 4.
Okay.
It's as much her home as it is anybody else's. But there are 4 excuses of a human being that did not think so. They basically kidnap student 5, kidnap her around midnight, July 3rd of 2021. They hold her for 6 hours, beat her. They humiliate her by placing her underwear on her head, taking videos of that. They wrote racist slurs on her forehead.
What?
They tied her up. They punched her over and over in the face. They were so proud of themselves. Like I said, they tried to sell this footage to their fellow classmates. Eventually, they were taken in by authorities. 2 were sentenced to a juvenile center, but 2 of them, since they were younger than 14, they couldn't even be held criminally responsible. And it's not just the older kids. Student 6 was 9 years old when her nightmare started. Like, these kids that we've been talking about so far have been 14, 15, and that's so young. That's so young. But student 6 was 9 years old. This is a very recent case in the winter of 2022. So just a couple months ago, a 12-year-old boy had called up student 6, a 9-year-old girl that he went to the same school as. She's in 3rd grade. And he's like, hey, come onto the rooftop of the apartment that we live in and let's hang out. I want to play fun games with you. And he's like forcing her to come to the rooftop to play with him. He had made a surprise for her to play on. It's the winter, so it's snowing a lot in South Korea.
This is in school or what?
No, after school. They go to the same school.
Oh, okay. What is that?
He said it's a snow bed.
Uh-huh.
The fuck
He
is
told her
that?
to lie down. She was sexually assaulted.
Oh
by
my.
the 12-year-old.
All right, bro. All right, bro. All right, bro. All right, bro. All right. Okay. Okay. We got 8 minutes left. This is it's about to make me mad. It's about to make me real mad.
After
Funny,
that,
real
he
mad.
convinced her to send pictures of herself to him and threatened to make her a wangta in school, meaning a complete loner in school if she did not. She was too scared to say anything, and the only reason he was caught was because a school teacher happened upon the messages by chance. What's crazy is the school did not take action. He graduated soon after the incident out of elementary school. No criminal record, nothing, because he's 12. The victim and her parents, they didn't even get any sense of justice. In fact, they're trying to save up to move out of this apartment building because their daughter, 9-year-old daughter, is too scared to even take the elevator. Like, she's so traumatized. There's nothing they can do about it. Legally, because he's 12, he's not going to have a criminal record if he's punished. He's going to get probation, or he's going to be sent to like a correctional home for a few days. That's that. So it's not really shocking that in the past 10 years,
Obviously, people who have this fucking mindset should not be given the same. They shouldn't be given the same, like, they shouldn't be given the same gratitude as someone who does a different crime. Like, cuz a sex crime is fucking fucked up regardless of what age you are. There has to be something wrong with your brain. There has to be something wrong with your brain. How the fuck you talking about? Oh, he's too young. The nigga old enough to know what sex. So you mean to tell me this motherfucker is old enough to know how to SA somebody, but he's not old enough to know that that shit is wrong? He's not old enough to face repercussions for it? This nigga's not old enough to face what the fuck he did, but he's allowed to do that shit because he's 12. Nigga, when I was 12, I wasn't thinking about sexually assaulting nobody. I'm not even thinking about that shit now. Obviously, it's somebody who's... Obviously, the motherfucker is fucked up and he's going to grow up to be fucked up. I don't know anybody. I'm glad I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody who sexually assaulted people in my immediate friend group. I know of some people who've done that, and I'm glad that they get into shit. Yeah, but like, Slim, I would put up a very nice hefty bet on people who have sexually assaulted in the past. I'm pretty sure they're not really a changed individual. They're pretty once a sexual assaulter, always a sexual assaulter. Like what the fuck?
South Korea's suicide rates in youths has jumped nearly 50%.
Fuck.
About 25% of Korean youths have thought about taking their own lives. And about 25% of that number said they wanted to end their lives due to school violence.
You're saying 25% out of
Everyone
all
want to
youth?
take their own life. Yes, have thought about it at one point. A quarter of all Korean youths. Korea has one of the worst suicide rates in the developed world.
And then 25% of that.
School violence. So we've covered bullying, and one of the last central themes in The Glory was revenge, right? And it's said that that element in the whole show was inspired by a Japanese case, the case of Student 9. Student 9 plotted 12 years to murder
Student
the
9?
classmates that bullied him.
They
He waited
skip-
over a decade to try and enact his revenge.
Did she skip
So there's not too many details on his school violence or his bullying experience, but Student 9 never really had friends. Like he didn't expect to get bullied, but he was kind of introverted. He was a bit shy. He never got along with too many people, but soon after elementary school, in middle school, these kids started coming up to him and started beating him up. They would hit him with wooden chairs. They would mock him, pour things over his head, lock him in the supply closet. That was just the start. Eventually, they start tearing off his clothes to humiliate
the
him.
fuck?
They would force him to strip naked in front of girls. Student 9 tried to report the bullying to teachers and parents, but they did absolutely nothing. Instead, they asked him what he did to piss them off. They told him toxically, "Be a man. Stand up for yourself then."
Be a man, stand up for myself. After I got these grown ass men, be a man. I'm getting sick and tired of this be a man shit. Bro, I'm getting sick and tired of these gender roles, my nigga. I'm gonna be honest. And I know that I'm a man and I have a lot of privileges, but my nigga, you is not finna tell me that I'm finna get stripped naked in front of the women. And you gonna tell me to be a man? And I'm looking for help? You gonna tell me to be a man and withstand niggas trying to pants me and jump me, beat my ass, strip me naked? You want me to be a man? How about I do that to you? And I'm gonna tell you to be a man. You grown ass man, right? How about I strip you in front of your wife and kids? You gonna see who gonna be a man after that. Be a man. Suck my fucking dick, nigga. Suck my fucking dick. How about I be a man and shoot all this shit up? Is that manly? You gonna think I'm a man now? Do I have your respect as a man? And after you tell me I got the respect as a man, I'm gonna shoot your bitch ass too. The fuck you talking about be a man, nigga? The fuck is you talking about? Suck my fucking dick, bitch.
It didn't
Fuck
get
wrong
any
with
better
you,
during
nigga?
high school, but I think his whole mindset shifted. He went from being this depressed middle schooler to
Fuck.
being angry. He wrote in his diary.
Nigga talk about be a man. I'm in fucking middle school, bitch. I ain't got no hair on my balls yet. You talking about be a man, nigga? I ain't even changed. Nigga, I ain't even pay taxes yet. You talk about me being a man. Suck my fucking dick, bitch.
Today was my 18th birthday. I'll let those stupid guys who made me suffer die with me. This is the only reason I'm alive now. He shifted his whole life plan to enact revenge. He studied hard during high school, he got into college, and he started majoring in chemistry.
Good.
And it was all part of the revenge plan.
Good.
He wanted to gain knowledge and access to the resources he needed to follow through with a mass murder. He wanted to kill 45 people.
All right, wait. Okay, wait. No. I don't think wait, holy shit. Okay, wait a second. All right, buddy, wait a second. Revenge is I don't really condone revenge. I also don't condone mass killing 45 people. I don't think 45 people. Okay, listen. I have a limit. Okay, no. I don't condone that. I didn't know that he was going to No.
And himself, so 46. He said he would devote his 20s to learn how to make a homemade bomb with his chemistry knowledge.
Oh, fuck.
And find out the best way to kill them all.
Oh, fuck.
He wrote in his diary, "I've been thinking about all the ways to kill them, but in the end, using chemical toxins seems to be the best. I even majored in it during college because this is my life goal." And when he turned 27, it had been nearly 12 years, He gathered all 40 of his classmates, 5 teachers, and asked them when they would be available for a class reunion that he was organizing.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I don't condone this shit, cuz this nigga on some wild shit, bro. But at the same time, I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say. Oh my fucking goodness.
So from that same exact class.
Yeah. He told them he would have drinks and food all there, and he had no regrets on what he was about to do.
Oh.
Even though only a few of his classmates were the actual physical abusers, he felt like they all deserved to die. He wrote in his diary, "I finished the experiment. It's been so painful for me to stay alive. This is all gonna end soon. All those who have treated me like a bug are about to get what they deserve." He filled the beer bottles with arsenic. He made homemade bombs to kill all 46 people in attendance. And for backup, he brought a remodeled gun. He thought if the bomb failed, he would kill them all one by one. But he did not take his mom into consideration.
Huh?
Days leading up to it, he was so dead set on his revenge plan, he was so distracted, he didn't realize that he had left his diary out for his mom to read.
Oh, shit.
She had been worried about recent behavior, and she read it, realized what he was planning, what he had planned for 12 years of his life. She reported him to the police.
I don't. Shit. I don't know what to say. Let me just ask y'all a question. If your child was doing some shit like this, what would you do? Be honest. I promise you, whatever the answer is, unless it's help the motherfucker kill all these people, I don't think your answer is gonna be bad. You know what I'm saying? Me, I would probably try to talk to the little nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'd probably try to talk to cuz. I would try to give him some words of encouragement, even though I'm 12 years too late. Don't know how you ain't come across any of that for 12 years, but no. I don't know if I would call the police on him though. Maybe if he tried to attack me. Maybe. But I would try my damnedest to actually be a parent, you know what I'm saying? But what would y'all do? Oh God, this just, oh, okay. Oh shit. This not okay.
He was promptly arrested. The beer was confiscated, the bombs, the guns, they were all retrieved. And after the arrest, Student 9 said, "I just wanted the world to know what I went through, what I felt growing up." He was charged with 6 years in prison for the attempted murder of 45 of his classmates and teachers. It is said that Student 9's story heavily inspired the decades-long revenge plot in The Glory, the drama.
Ugh.
So that's 1 through 9 of
Well, that wasn't the whole plot of The Glory, but goddamn, that's ew, no.
the 10 out of 100 students who were physically abused in school. And Student 10 was kind of an unexpected one.
What?
Just before The Glory Part 2 was released, literally hours before Part 2 was released, Student 10 came out to accuse the producer of The Glory for bullying.
Oh,
An Ki-ho is a producer on the show The Glory, and it's said that a former classmate from the Philippines, because producer An studied abroad, Student 10 said, yeah, he himself was a freaking bully. In 1996, he was in middle school. Student 10 was in middle school. Producer An was in high school, but he was dating a middle school girlfriend, right?
Jesus.
And Student 10 and his friends had teased the producer's girlfriends. You know, like just very middle school play, bickering, joking around. But Student 10 was suddenly summoned to be brought in front of the producer and his friends like they were some sort of panel judges. And from there, Student 10 was jumped by the producer and his friends.
What?
The assault lasted for nearly 2 hours. He said he was threatened by the producer and his friends, and he was yelling at him, "I'll bring a knife and I'll stab you." Student 10 wrote, "I just found it absurd and unforgivable that he was directing a TV show about bringing justice to school violence when he literally assaulted me. I was so
Remember the poetic justice I was talking about? There you go.
upset I wanted to go public with what happened." The producer immediately responded publicly by saying, it is true I went to school in the Philippines in 1996, but I never was violent with anyone. I don't recall ever ganging up on someone and assaulting them. But as quickly as he tried to shut down the claims, his former girlfriend,
Oh,
a middle school girlfriend at the time, remember? She
Mm-hmm.
came forward and said, I do remember a student
he did
being
that. He did that shit. Hey, he did that shit, cuz.
abused. And all he did was tease me. And honestly, if I had known that producer On was gonna beat him, I wouldn't have told him. It was just very normal bickering amongst high school or middle school friends. So now the producer could not deny it anymore. He has since publicly responded with an apology. A representative said, the producer deeply asks for forgiveness from the bottom of his heart from those who have been hurt by this incident. He wants to express that if given the chance, he would like to apologize in person or via call.
That is the irony, huh?
Yeah, the fact that they screened all the actors and actresses, but not the producers or the directors or the writers is kind
Damn.
of beyond me.
I hope
Damn.
this is bringing a lot of lights to this school bullying situation, no?
Yes, it is, and it's, I think the deeper, okay, so that's how I felt when I was first looking into it, right? And I'm like, okay, this is really good. But then I also saw some very, really deep rabbit hole stuff where recently a couple of K-pop idols have been accused of bullying, and then it came out that they were not bullies, and it completely ruined their lives. So it's getting very strange.
Yeah,
But I would say overall, yes, this is a huge plus. But
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the government's going to do anything. I'm assuming.
I don't think they're gonna do
I don't
shit.
know, actually.
They ain't
'Cause
gonna
there
do
have been so
shit.
many cases where the public is outraged and outraged,
They ain't
and
gonna
we
do
try to
shit.
sign all these petitions, and we do everything we
They
can,
ain't gonna do
and
a
then
damn thing.
nothing happens.
They ain't
But it
gonna
is
do
a
shit.
global problem. Like violence in schools seems to be just prevalent everywhere. And yeah, you can say in Korea it's only 10%
scared
of
me.
students that experience violence at the hands of bullies, but 10% is a lot. And these are just some of the stories of the 10%. Let me know your thoughts. Did you know that The Glory was inspired by real cases?
No, I
And
didn't actually.
how did The Glory make you feel? Let me know, and I will see you guys on Wednesday for the main episode.
Hey, Stephanie, this was a good ass video. This was a very, very good ass video. Hope, I thank you for sending me this. You got me angry. You got me something. I don't know. That's some crazy shit, bro. But at the same time, what do y'all think about this? Let me know in the comments down below. And to anybody who's dealing with bullies, my heart goes out to you. I pray that you find a way to either fight back, find some help, or I don't know. Like, my heart goes out to you, bro. Like, real shit. Because you don't deserve no type of bullying. Nobody deserves to be bullied except for bullies. But nobody deserves to that shit, bro. That shit is scary. It's fucking evil and everything. Like, it's bad. It's really, really bad. Like, god damn. I didn't know this was gonna be an hour and a half long video, but shit. Damn, bro. Damn.